Today we're talking about why I purchased the original Pocket Cinema camera in 2021. But first, if you're new to the channel, my name is Anson, and on this channel we talk about filmmaking, specifically budget gear, tutorials, and the behind the scenes look at the projects that I'm working on. So if that's something you're into, consider subscribing. Now, the original Pocket Cinema camera was launched back all the way in 2012. In camera years, that's so long ago. So why did I buy this camera in 2021? Now, before I go too far into the reasoning why I bought this camera, I do want to mention this is not going to be an official review. If you guys do want more of a review style video, let me know in the comments below. But really, this is just my personal reasons why I picked up this camera. The first reason why I bought this camera is probably the only reason why people are still considering this camera in 2020 and 2021, and that is the fact that the image from this camera is amazing. It is so unique, so filmic. In an age where we're all 6K, 8K, 12K, over digitalized on everything, this creates such a filmic look with this small Super 16 sensor. There have been some productions that have used this camera as a B or C camera to an Arri Alexa, and that all comes from the... Oh, I see what happened there. I see what happened there. The image that this camera produces is such a filmic, such a just organic looking image. And so for the past year, I've been really intrigued by this camera, really wanted to get my hands on it to see what it could produce. And so far, I've been really pleased with what it does produce. Now, I've only had it for a few weeks, which is why this is not gonna be a full-on review, but I am starting production on a new microfilm, and I'm considering using the OG Pocket camera as a B camera or even an A camera for that microfilm. And so trust me, as I get more into that film, you'll get more of my thoughts on what I think about this camera. So with that being said, the first reason why I bought this camera was just the overall image. Reason number two for me is the fact that I can put this camera in a Blackmagic color space. Obviously it's a Blackmagic camera, but I can put it in a Gen 4 color space, which makes it a little bit closer with the Pocket 4K or Sigma FP that I'm shooting on right now. And so again, that goes back to the reason why I picked up the Sigma FP was because I can have all my cameras be in a relatively same or close color space. Okay, so that leaves me with reason number three, and my final reason why I bought this camera in 2021, and that's the overall compact size. Now, if you missed my video from last week, I am currently using the 7artisans 25mm f1.8 on this camera. Super amazing combo, really compact. The reason why I'm considering using this camera as a B camera for this microfilm is because I need to get into some tight spaces, and this we'll be able to get into some tight spaces. The Sigma FP is very small and very compact, and if I stripped it down, I probably could get the same amount of size that this camera has, but for a full production, I probably have the Sigma FP rigged out, maybe with the Pocket 4K rigged out as well. And so keeping this without a rig, being able to put this in smaller locations is just an amazing bonus. So it lends itself to be a great B or C camera in a 3-camera shoot, and also it lends itself to be a good crash cam. I do want to get into doing some more driving shots or car shots, and so being able to have a very small camera like this to mount to the inside of the car or somewhere on the dash or outside the car or something like that is going to be really beneficial. And the fact that I didn't spend a buttload of money on this camera, that makes it even better, because if something happens, I'm not going to be super devastated because my $2,000 camera got destroyed. And so with my $500 camera getting destroyed, that's a little bit less of a bad day. So that's a huge benefit as well. And so those are my biggest reasons why I picked up this camera in 2021. Now, that being said, should you buy this camera in 2021? Like I said, this is not really a review, but honestly, if you're a new filmmaker looking at getting a decent cinema camera on a budget, this is absolutely a camera to check out. Now, I would recommend to try to get it around the $500 to $600 range. I've had some people get it under $400, but I think now this camera is seeing a resurgence in the market, and so they're getting more expensive. So if you can get it around $500 to $600, I think that's gonna be a good deal for this camera. I don't know if I would spend $800 to $1,000, because at that point I might as well just buy another Pocket 4K. But that being said, the Pocket 4K does have a different image than the OG Pocket camera. So if it's strictly just the image you're looking for, then by all means spend $800 on this camera if you are looking at the image that this camera produces. So yeah, it's a little bit more just not as digital, this camera will absolutely get that done. So that's it for me. This wasn't really intended to be a super long video. I really just want to talk about my quick reasons of why I bought this camera in 2021. So as always, thank you for joining. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to give it a like. If you're digging the overall content from the channel, consider subscribing. Go and find your journey. Go embrace life, stay safe, be happy, support each other. Wash those hands, and I'll see you here next time. Peace. I put stars. I put 600 stars on my daughter's ceiling over the past couple weeks. Just finished them today, and she sent me a text. My wife just sent me a text that said, totally unprompted, our daughter says, "That's a lot of stars, Daddy. You're the best, Daddy." Warms my heart.